Today, I want to awaken that deep-seated longing inside you for true freedom, for the authenticity of living a life on your terms, unburdened by fear. Are you tired of watching opportunities slip away while you stand frozen, wondering if you'll ever make it? It's time to embrace the power within your own mind, as Napoleon Hill so profoundly stated. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This simple truth reveals that your thoughts are the seeds of either soaring success or crushing failure. Think about it. Every great achievement begins with a thought, but so does every regret. Right now, you might be caught in a cycle of negative thinking, where doubts like, what if I fail, echo endlessly, paralyzing you from taking even the smallest step. Picture a person with a brilliant business idea, full of potential, yet they never start because they dwell on fears of rejection or inadequacy. This is how many of us think our way into failure, allowing hesitation and self-doubt to build walls around our ambitions. But here's the urgent call. You don't have to live like this anymore. You can choose to shatter those walls and forge a path to success. Why do we stay stuck in this mental trap? Often, it's because we're waiting for the perfect moment of motivation to strike, believing that inspiration must come before action. Yet, as Hill observed, this is a dangerous illusion. Vague, unfocused thoughts lead to inaction, trapping us in a loop of missed opportunities. Consider the aspiring writer who dreams of publishing a book but thinks, I'll start when I feel inspired, only to watch years pass without a single word on the page. This waiting game is a hallmark of negative thinking, where self-doubt whispers excuses and steals your potential. Indecisiveness creeps in next, born from overanalyzing every possible outcome, fearing the unknown as Hill described as mental drift. You might know someone who's eyed a promotion at work but hesitates, thinking, what if I'm not qualified? Leading to lost chances and growing resentment. These thoughts don't just delay decisions, they erode your confidence, turning possibilities into regrets. Then there's fear and uncertainty, amplifying every doubt until it feels insurmountable. Hill taught that fear is a state of mind, a self-fulfilling prophecy where thoughts like, I'll fail and look foolish, become your reality. Imagine an entrepreneur fixated on worst-case scenarios, thinking their way into abandoning a promising venture before it even begins. This cycle of negative thinking doesn't just hold you back, it robs you of the life you were meant to live. But what if I told you there's a way out? A shift in mindset that can ignite immediate action and lead you to success. The solution lies in harnessing the power of positive thoughts, as Hill emphasized. Thoughts must be followed by action to manifest real change. Start by reframing those doubts. Turn, what if I fail? Into, what if I succeed? And watch how it sparks momentum. Take the example of someone who begins a small side hustle with optimistic thinking, gaining confidence with each step forward. Positive thoughts create energy, building a foundation where even imperfect action leads to progress and growth. Building decisiveness is key. Use techniques like visualizing success to make quick, firm decisions without second guessing. Hill's principle of autosuggestion can help. Repeat affirmations that reinforce your capability, turning hesitation into resolve. Think of a leader who committed to a bold move, visualizing the win, and propelled their team to new heights through that decisive mindset. Now, practice taking that first step. It's the bridge from thought to action, breaking the inertia of failure. If you're contemplating a career change, don't just think about it. Research options today while affirming, I am capable of change. This immediate action, fueled by positive thinking, creates a ripple effect, making the next steps easier and more attainable. Overcoming hesitation and fear starts with facing them head on, as Hill noted that fear is merely a mental construct we can dismantle. Try exposure through small actions. Shift your thinking from, I'll embarrass myself, to, this is a chance to grow, and take that leap. For instance, someone afraid of public speaking joined a club, reframing their fear into an opportunity, and soon found their voice. Remember, learning through failure is essential. Positive thinking turns setbacks into stepping stones, as Hill believed. Think of Thomas Edison, who saw each failure as feedback, his positive mindset leading to groundbreaking inventions. When you reframe failure as a teacher, your thoughts evolve from defeat to determination, paving the way for success. Cultivating self-discipline emerges from this positive foundation, as Hill viewed it as the true key to sustained achievement. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself. It's about choosing thoughts of commitment, turning I have to into I choose to. Build this mental muscle with positive affirmations, creating habits that foster consistency and long term progress. Start simple. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to journaling grateful thoughts and watch how it transforms your daily routine. An example: someone battling procrastination adopted this habit, visualizing success each morning, and finally achieved their goals. Developing a clear vision and goals is the next vital step, aligning with Hill's idea of a definite purpose that directs your energy. Without clear goals, thoughts wander into vagueness, breeding failure. But with them, positive thinking sustains your motivation. Define specific, measurable goals, like I will launch my online business in 3 months, and infuse them with empowering thoughts. Use tools like vision boards to keep that clarity alive, visualizing your success to maintain momentum through challenges. Consider someone who thought their way into success by creating a vision board, acting on their goals, and turning dreams into reality. As you build this framework, remember that every positive thought you nurture brings you closer to the life you desire. In conclusion, the choice is yours. You can think your way into success by embracing empowering thoughts, or into failure by lingering in doubt. As Hill so wisely said, motivation doesn't precede action, it follows from it, born of a mindset that refuses to settle for less. You've heard the stories, the principles, and now it's time to act. Don't wait for tomorrow. Seize this moment. Right now, write down one positive affirmation that resonates with you, something like, I am ready to succeed. Then, take that first small step toward your goal, whether it's making a phone call, drafting a plan, or simply believing in yourself. Feel the shift as your thoughts align with action, awakening a sense of freedom and authenticity you've longed for. Imagine the pride you'll feel when you look back, knowing you chose to think your way into success. This is your call to rise above the noise of negativity and step into your power. Are you ready to make that change, to live with purpose and passion? Remember, your thoughts are the bridge to your future. Build it strong. Build it toward the success you deserve. Start today and watch as every positive thought propels you forward, transforming your life in ways you never thought possible. You have the power. Now, go claim it. As Napoleon Hill wisely stated, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, setting the foundation for transforming our thoughts into reality. This powerful idea reminds us that negative thinking doesn't just hinder progress, it actively pulls us toward failure, like a shadow that grows with every doubt. Imagine a person with a brilliant business idea, but they constantly think, what if I fail? I'm not ready for this. That self-doubt becomes a chain, holding them back from even the first step. On the flip side, positive thoughts act as a catalyst, turning I can do this into actionable plans that lead to success. So, why do so many people find themselves stuck, waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives? It's because they're trapped in the cycle of negative thinking, where procrastination feels safer than trying and potentially failing. Hill taught that thoughts are things. They shape our world, for better or worse. If you're always thinking, I'll start tomorrow, that tomorrow turns into never, breeding a life of regret. Let's break this down. Waiting for motivation is a common trap, as if inspiration will magically appear without effort. But as Hill observed, true motivation comes from action, not the other way around. Consider the aspiring writer who thinks, I'm not inspired yet, so I won't write today, and ends up with a blank page year after year. This hesitation stems from vague, unfocused thoughts that Hill called mental drift, leading straight to missed opportunities. Instead, shift your mindset to, I'll write one sentence now, and watch how that small action sparks a chain reaction. Failure to decide is another barrier, where overanalyzing every option paralyzes you with fear of the unknown. Hill described this as a form of self-sabotage, where thoughts like, what if I choose wrong, keep you frozen in place. Picture a job seeker who knows they're capable but thinks, I'm not qualified enough, and never applies for that promotion. That negative loop robs them of growth and success, turning potential into nothing. Fear and uncertainty amplify this problem, with thoughts like, I'll look foolish if I try, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of defeat. As Hill noted, fear is just a state of mind, but it can dominate if you let negative thoughts take the wheel. Think of the entrepreneur who fixates on worst-case scenarios, imagining bankruptcy before even starting their venture. This mental habit not only stops action but also erodes confidence, making failure seem inevitable. Now, let's pivot to the solution. Immediate action fueled by positive thinking is your key to breaking free. Hill emphasized that thoughts must be followed by action to manifest success. So start by reframing doubts into affirmations. For instance, turn "what if I fail" into "what if I succeed?" And take that first small step, like researching a new idea. Even imperfect action, driven by optimistic thoughts, builds momentum and confidence over time. Remember, positive thoughts generate energy. They turn hesitation into progress. Building decisiveness requires visualizing success, as Hill suggested through autosuggestion techniques. Imagine yourself achieving your goal and let that positive image guide quick, firm decisions. A leader once thought their way into success by committing to a bold move, despite uncertainties, and it transformed their career. Practicing the first step is crucial. Don't wait for perfection. Just begin with something simple. If you're considering a career change, start by looking up one job listing today, affirming, I am capable of change. This aligns with Hill's philosophy that positive thoughts make initial actions easier, shattering the inertia of failure. Overcoming hesitation and fear begins with facing them head on, using positive thoughts as your shield. Hill taught that fear is a mental construct, and by confronting it through small actions, you erode its power. For example, someone afraid of public speaking might think, this is a growth opportunity, and join a speaking club to build skills. Each step forward reinforces positive thinking, turning fear into fuel for success. Learning through failure is another vital lesson. Hill viewed setbacks as teachers, not endpoints. Reframe failures with thoughts like, this is feedback for improvement, and watch how it propels you ahead. Take Thomas Edison, who, as Hill admired, saw his thousands of failed experiments as steps toward the light bulb's invention. That mindset shift from defeat to growth is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Cultivating self-discipline emerges from consistent positive thinking, as Hill believed it's the true key to sustained success. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself. It's about choosing thoughts of commitment, like, I choose to persist. Positive affirmations build this mental muscle, turning fleeting motivation into lasting habits. Start with daily journaling of grateful thoughts to reinforce your focus on success. For instance, someone battling procrastination began a 5-minute ritual of positive visualization and soon achieved their goals. Building positive habits requires intentionality. Set routine goals and let positive thoughts guide your daily actions. Hill recommended practices like this to master emotions and create a disciplined life. Developing a clear vision and goals is where positive thinking truly shines, directing your energy toward achievement. As Hill stressed, a definite purpose combats the vagueness that leads to failure. Define specific, measurable goals, like I will launch my online business in 3 months and infuse them with positive thoughts. Break these goals into steps, using tools like vision boards to keep your mindset aligned with success. An individual who visualized and acted on their goals transformed their life, proving that clear vision drives results. Remember, goals act as motivation when they're backed by positive thinking, turning abstract dreams into tangible outcomes. In conclusion, as Hill so profoundly put it, you hold the power to think your way into success or failure. It's all in your choice of thoughts. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Create it through decisive, positive actions today. Right now, identify one small step toward your goal and take it, affirming your capability and worth. By shifting from doubt to empowerment, you'll build a bridge of thoughts that leads straight to achievement. Embrace Hill's wisdom. Your mind is the starting point of all accomplishment. So, challenge yourself, think positively, act boldly, and watch as success unfolds before you. Remember, the choice is yours. Think your way into a future of triumph, not defeat. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, as Napoleon Hill wisely stated in Think and Grow Rich. This powerful idea reminds us that our thoughts are the seeds of either triumph or defeat. Today, we're diving into how you can think your way into success or, unfortunately, into failure. Picture this: a talented individual with a groundbreaking business idea, but they're stuck in a web of self-doubt. They think, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? And these thoughts paralyze them. This is the mental trap that leads to inaction, where negative thinking takes the wheel. Procrastination creeps in, hesitation builds, and drive fades away like a distant dream. It's a cycle that many fall into, dwelling on fears instead of possibilities. But why does this happen? It's because our minds shape our reality, as Hill taught. Waiting for the perfect moment means you're already thinking your way into failure. Are you letting doubts like, I'm not ready, hold you back from your potential? The need for change is urgent. Without shifting your mindset, stagnation becomes your norm. Positive thoughts fuel action, breaking the chains of hesitation. So, let's explore why you're not taking that first step. Often, people wait for motivation to strike, believing it must come before action. But as Hill pointed out, this is a myth born from negative thinking patterns. Thoughts like, I'll start when I feel inspired, keep you in a loop of delay. Take the aspiring writer who dreams of publishing a book but thinks, I'm not ready yet. Years pass, opportunities slip away, and regret sets in. This is how vague, unfocused thoughts lead to missed chances. Failure to decide is another barrier, stemming from overanalyzing every detail. You might think, what if I choose wrong? And that fear freezes you in place. Hill called this mental drift, where indecision becomes a habit. Imagine a job seeker who knows they should apply for a promotion but hesitates, thinking, I'm not qualified. As a result, they stay stagnant, watching others advance. Fear and uncertainty amplify this problem, turning thoughts into self-fulfilling prophecies. When you fixate on, I'll fail, and look foolish, anxiety grows stronger. It's a vicious cycle. Negative thoughts breed more fear, leading to defeat. Consider the entrepreneur who envisions a thriving business but obsesses over worst-case scenarios. They abandon their idea before even trying, thinking their way into failure. Now, let's shift to the solution. Immediate action driven by positive thinking. As Hill emphasized, action is the true measure of intelligence. Start by adopting thoughts like, I can handle this challenge, and watch momentum build. Even small, imperfect actions create energy and confidence. Reframe doubts. Turn, what if I fail, into, what if I succeed? For example, someone with a side hustle idea begins with one step, like researching online, and gains traction. Building decisiveness is key. Use positive thinking to make quick, firm decisions. Visualize success, as Hill suggested through autosuggestion, to overcome hesitation. Here's a simple process. List pros and cons with a positive bias, then commit. Think of a leader who faced a tough choice, visualized the win, and took bold action, leading to breakthroughs. Practicing that first step is crucial. Positive thoughts make it easier to start small. If you're considering a career change, affirm, I am capable of change and research options right now. This breaks the inertia of failure-oriented thinking, as per Hill's philosophy. Overcoming hesitation and fear requires rewiring your mind with positivity. Hill taught that fear is just a state of mind, one that positive thoughts can dismantle. Confront fears through small actions, like exposure therapy for your thoughts. Shift from, I'll embarrass myself to, this is a growth opportunity. For instance, someone afraid of public speaking joins a club, takes action, and builds confidence. Learning through failure is another vital strategy. View setbacks as teachers. Positive thinking reframes failure as feedback, turning defeats into steps forward. Hill admired figures like Thomas Edison, who saw each failure as progress toward success. Cultivating self-discipline emerges from this positive mindset as it's the backbone of sustained achievement. Discipline isn't about fleeting motivation, it's about thoughts of commitment. Use positive affirmations to build mental strength, turning I have to into I choose to for long-term progress. Practice daily habits that reinforce success. Start with a 5-minute ritual of positive visualization, as Hill recommended. An example: someone struggling with procrastination journals grateful thoughts daily and watches their productivity soar. Developing a clear vision and goals ties everything together, directing your energy positively. Hill's concept of a definite purpose means crystal clear goals combat vague, failure-inducing thoughts. Set specific, measurable goals, like, I will launch my online business in 3 months. Break them into steps and infuse them with positive affirmations. Use tools like vision boards to keep momentum going. Picture someone who visualizes their success, acts on their goals, and achieves what once seemed impossible. Remember, your thoughts shape your path. Make them work for you. In conclusion, motivation and success follow positive thinking and action, not the other way around. As Hill echoed, you hold the power. Think your way into success by choosing empowering thoughts. Or, indulge in doubt and think your way into failure. The choice is entirely yours. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today with a small, thought-driven step. Write down one positive affirmation right now, like, I am capable and ready. Then, act on it immediately, no matter how minor. This is your moment to break free from hesitation. Imagine the success waiting on the other side of your thoughts. You've got the tools. Now, use them to build a brighter future. Remember, every great achievement begins with a single, positive thought. Take that first step and let it snowball into something extraordinary. You're not defined by your past doubts. You're shaped by your current choices. So, what are you thinking right now? Make it count. Embrace Hill's wisdom. Your mind is the key to unlocking success. Go forth and think your way into the life you've always wanted. As Napoleon Hill once said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, setting the foundation for understanding how our thoughts shape our reality. This powerful idea from Think and Grow Rich reminds us that positive thinking isn't just wishful dreaming, it's the spark that ignites success. On the flip side, negative thoughts can trap us in a cycle of failure, where doubts and fears become self fulfilling prophecies. Imagine a person with a brilliant business idea, but they constantly think, what if I fail? I'm not ready for this. That kind of thinking leads to procrastination, hesitation, and ultimately, inaction. We've all been there, staring at our goals but feeling paralyzed by inner doubts. The problem isn't a lack of opportunity. It's the mental state that whispers, you're not good enough. This negative mindset manifests as emotional drain, where every potential step forward feels like an insurmountable mountain. It's like being in a dark room, convinced the door is locked, when it's just your thoughts holding the key. So, why do we let these thoughts dominate? Because they've been reinforced over time, turning into habits that sabotage our progress. Hill teaches that thoughts are things, they have energy and power to create or destroy. If you're dwelling on failures from the past, you're thinking your way into more of the same. Are you thinking your way toward your goals? Or are you unconsciously building walls around them? The need for change is urgent. Waiting for external motivation only deepens the rut of stagnation. Transitioning to positive thinking breaks this cycle, turning hesitation into decisive action. Now, let's dive into why you're not taking action, as Hill pointed out in his principles. One major barrier is waiting for motivation to strike, like expecting lightning to hit before you move. But as Hill observed, motivation doesn't precede action, it's the other way around. If you're thinking, I'll start when I feel ready, you're caught in a loop of self doubt that leads to missed opportunities. Take the aspiring writer who dreams of publishing a book but thinks, I'm not inspired yet, and ends up delaying indefinitely. This pattern of vague, unfocused thoughts, as Hill described, is the root of failure. It's not about lacking talent. It's about letting negative mental habits take the wheel. Another issue is the failure to decide, where overanalyzing every option keeps you stuck. Thoughts like, what if I make the wrong choice? Create a mental drift that Hill warned against. Picture a job seeker who knows they should apply for a promotion but thinks, I'm not qualified, leading to paralysis. This indecisiveness isn't a flaw, it's a learned behavior from negative thinking. Fear and uncertainty amplify this, turning small doubts into towering obstacles. When you fixate on, I'll fail and look foolish, you're feeding a self fulfilling prophecy, just as Hill explained. The psychological cycle is vicious. Negative thoughts breed more fear, and fear halts all progress. Consider the entrepreneur who obsesses over worst case scenarios, abandoning their venture before even trying. These examples show how thinking your way into failure becomes a habit if left unchecked. But here's the good news. You can flip the script with immediate action, as Hill advocated. The solution lies in harnessing the power of positive thoughts to fuel momentum. Start by reframing doubts, like turning what if I fail into what if I succeed. This shift, as Hill believed, generates the energy needed to take that first step. Even imperfect action, driven by optimistic thinking, builds confidence over time. For instance, someone with a side hustle idea might think, I can handle this challenge, and launch it, gaining traction quickly. Building decisiveness is key. Use techniques like visualizing success to make firm decisions without delay. Hill's advice on autosuggestion can help. Repeat positive affirmations to override hesitation. Imagine a leader who commits to a bold move by thinking, This is my path to success, and watches opportunities unfold. Practicing the first step is where real change begins. Don't wait for perfection, just start small. If you're considering a career change, research options today while affirming, I am capable of change. Positive thoughts make that initial action easier, breaking the inertia of failure. Overcoming hesitation and fear is the next crucial phase, drawing from Hill's teachings. Fear is merely a state of mind, as Hill noted, and positive thoughts can dismantle it. Confront your fears through small, thought driven actions, like exposing yourself gradually to what's intimidating. For example, someone afraid of public speaking might think, this is a growth opportunity, and join a speaking club. This approach erodes fear, replacing it with confidence and real progress. Learning through failure is another vital strategy. View setbacks as teachers, not verdicts. Hill emphasized that thoughts like failure is feedback transform mistakes into stepping stones. Think of Thomas Edison, who saw his thousands of failed experiments as necessary steps to invention. By shifting your mindset, you turn potential defeats into powerful lessons for success. Cultivating self-discipline emerges from this positive thinking, as Hill believed it's the true key to sustained achievement. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself. It's about committing through empowering thoughts. Turn, I have to do this into I choose to do this, building the mental muscle for consistency. Positive affirmations reinforce this, helping you stay on track even when motivation wanes. Build habits that support success oriented thinking, like daily journaling of grateful thoughts. Start with a simple ritual. Spend 5 minutes visualizing your goals, as Hill recommended. An example is someone who overcame procrastination by journaling daily affirmations, leading to steady progress. Developing clear vision and goals ties it all together, aligning with Hill's principle of definite purpose. Crystal clear goals sustain positive thinking, combating the vagueness that leads to failure. When your thoughts are focused on success, they direct your energy toward achievement. Define specific, measurable goals, like, I will launch my online business in 3 months. Break them into steps and infuse them with positive thoughts to maintain momentum. Tools like vision boards can help. Visualize your success daily to keep doubts at bay. For instance, someone who thought their way into success by creating a vision board and acting on it achieved their dreams. Remember, goals aren't just targets, they're the fuel for your positive mindset. As we wrap up, let's reaffirm the core idea. You can think your way into success or failure, and the choice is yours. Hill's philosophy shows that motivation follows action, not the other way around. By choosing empowering thoughts, you build a bridge to your future. So, here's your call to action. Start today with one small, thought driven step. Write down a positive affirmation right now, like, I am capable and ready for success. Then, act on it immediately, whether it's making a phone call, starting a project, or setting a goal. Don't let negative thinking hold you back any longer. Remember, your thoughts are the seeds. Plant them wisely. Think positively. Act decisively. And watch your success unfold. You've got the power within you, just as Hill taught. Now, go think your way into the success you deserve.